Better luck next time, loser.
Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I go to war with every single one of you every fucking game, all right?
Love you, 1-7.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
It's showtime.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I am host Mikey. It is also Victory Friday. That's what I was trying to go to, and I forgot it's not Monday. For some reason, I keep thinking it's Monday.
Mikey.
So I am your host, Mikey. That is Tommy. What's going on, brother? How was your day?
What's up, Mikey? This is Mikey's first time hosting ever. No.
Yeah, no, I was like, okay.
It took me back. It took me back for your first ever first ever podcast.
No, that one was way worse.
Yeah, it was way worse.
That was way worse. My first ever one. But happy Victory Friday, brother.
Yes. Happy Victory Friday. You're right, though. Today, I was
Felt like a Monday to me.
It felt like a Saturday. I don't know why. I felt like today was Saturday already. Like my days are all messed up because I missed work Thursday to watch the game.
Okay.
I was just all over the place, man. So because I had today off, I don't know, yesterday off Friday, I'm just all messed up. I think the game messed me up because I'm still caught up in the emotion of that game. Like, even though it wasn't a playoff game or anything like that, it was a division game. It was a game where I hate that team. I can't stand the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So it means a lot more when you beat a team like the Miami Dolphins, New Jersey Jets, Patriots, but especially the Dolphins. So, yeah, man. Awesome victory yesterday. Was there any doubt in your mind that we were not going to pull that game off? Like I'm talking about right from the beginning. Did you think?
No, I was eerily calm all day.
Okay.
Usually I get a little nervous on the big, those Showtime, the primetime ones. But I was like eerily calm. I didn't think they could beat us.
Yeah, I was confident. I was confident. I really was calm and cool. I felt like we were the better team. I felt like that we just have the. I feel like we have the solution to their offense. Like we have the solution, and it's proven over and over and over and over. So yeah, I really had no doubt. I thought the game would be closer, though. I'm not gonna lie. I thought they would do it a little bit better on offense. And, man, our defense really showed up. So, yeah, good stuff.
I was in the same way. I thought the offense would have to do more than it did. But I had faith after watching us come back against the Cardinals that we'd be able to do it. But watching the defense just shut them down. And then losing, I think the most nervous I got was when Bernard went down. When Bernard went down, I was a little like, uh-oh.
Right.
Now we're missing Milano, Bernard, and Tron.
Like here we go again. By the way, second year in a row we're missing linebackers, and
we're the linebacker 3 and 4.
Both linebackers, both starting linebackers. That's just it's not a good thing, but it also goes to show you why depth is so important in the NFL for an NFL team, and why having young depth is very important in the NFL. I'm not saying don't have any veterans on your team or nothing like that, but you saw what happened last year when we brought in AJ Klein. And it's not a knock on AJ Klein. It's just he was much, much older. maybe 3 years ago, AJ Klein, I would have felt more comfortable with, and he probably would have done a lot better. But come on, man. He was retired for a reason, and he's retired today for a reason. So I'm just glad that they, shout out to Brandon Bean, shout out to Sean McDermott for finding the right guys to at least, answer the bell when needed.
Yeah, Scott. Buffalo Joe will be activated because now we're down to 4 linebackers. Left 4 of the 6 that are on our active roster. We have, so yeah, Buffalo Joe will be activated, and it'll probably be the backup Mike because I think Moraro will back up Williams. Buffalo Joe will back up BS. Or are you saying his name now?
No, we can say Balen Spector now until he gets hurt again, and then I'll say BS. But I think he earned I think he earned it last night.
He earned the respect last night.
He earned it back from me. Let's see. The thing with him, though, I'll be honest with you, it's never really. I never said his play was bad. I never thought Balen Spector, when healthy, was a bad football player. I thought Balen Spector, when I first saw him in preseason, when we had him as a rookie, I was excited to see what the future holds because he was actually showing out. He was making plays, but the problem with him is he just couldn't stay healthy. He reminded me a lot of Isaiah. What was it, Hodgins? Right? The receiver.
Hodgins was drafted with Gabe.
Yeah, who just cannot stay healthy. You saw flashes, but then he can never get on the field. Yeah. So yeah, man, if he can stay healthy, I think he can be all right filling in. If he can't, that's the problem. And I like what I saw from Andreessen, but we really don't know yet, right?
We also have Moreau, who has
Moreau, Moreau is okay. He'll be all right. Now there's your vet. There's the vet. Yeah. I don't mind because he's not AJ Klein vet aging. So I still have a little faith in that he can fill in for a little bit. So I'm with you there.
Replacement.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Cali Blitz with the super chat. Appreciate it, brother. For the win.
Nice, man. Thank you.
Yep, for the win. So let's talk quickly before we go around the league.
Hey, appreciate that, Cali Blitz, by the way.
Before we go around the league, we got some updates on Bernard. He strained his pec.
Ooh, sorry, I had to do a double.
Yeah, go ahead. It's just a strained pec, not a torn pec, which means no surgery. He is going to be out for about a month. So they're still deciding if he's going to be IR or not. So if he's IR, he misses at least 4 weeks. That's the Jags, that's Baltimore, that's Houston, and the Jets. But either way, it's not... listen, it's a month. It beats what happened with Daquan last year and Milano in 2022, where they were out for most of the season.
I agree. And it's early, which is beneficial too. And it's not, I'm not saying those are bad opponents but we can get by, I think, with those next games coming up, I think.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, I'm just saying we have really, really, really tough opponents down the stretches with the Chiefs, with the 49ers. I know the Ravens are coming up. That's a tough one. I would love to have him.
Houston and the Ravens are the two that
worried about. That one's going to be those games there because especially I would say too on Baltimore side because of Lamar, the running aspect of things, right? And the tight end as well. Like that's a tough team to defend, man. With those two, Derrick Henry, Lamar, the tight end. I'm just saying they have a lot of. You really have to have your linebackers ready when you play them. Like they have to be on their A game.
I almost think it would better with those two against running teams because they play the run better than what.
But they still have Mark Andrews.
I understand that.
Okay.
That's when we bring in the dime defense. But from a running perspective, I think because Balen Spector and Dorian Williams is bigger than what we have.
Yeah, but they could do. But the problem is they could do both. They're like the Chiefs. The Chiefs can. They were running and throwing to the tight end.
They won't.
You know what I mean?
So I'm telling you, you're gonna have a better run defense with these two linebackers.
No, I get that. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm
Like
with you.
if
That
I had
I'm
to
with-
choose, I would much rather see Lamar throw than let them run.
absolutely. But is that what they're going to do?
I have no idea
mean,
what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, from what I saw week 1 from them, they were passing a little bit more than they were running. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it all plays out. We're going to come in with a good game plan. We always have a good game plan against Baltimore
Right.
to contain Lamar. You know what I mean?
Callie Blitz with a good question from me. Yeah. So I did a video earlier on that. Where is that question?
Right here, I got you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Tommy, Callie Blitz, Tommy, what's your take on Cook? Now, I've seen your video earlier. Just want to know your take live. Okay. So here's my deal with James Cook. I still stick with I don't feel like he is like this dynamic, well-rounded running back. He still is very poor in pass protection. However, the other things that I said that he needs to work on this year, which is contact balance, I think he needed to get better with that, running in between the tackles, and I thought he needed to improve on his vision. I felt like he needed to improve a little bit as well. I felt like the drop passes were going to get better this year because he was really good coming out of college, and he wasn't that bad his first year with us. Just felt like last year, I don't know what happened with him and the drops, but I knew that that's something that he probably would change and get better. Whatever happened last year with that, I thought he could, turn that around. The other things I thought I was a little concerned about, I guess, but he's proven so far through 2 weeks that his contact balance is very improved. Running between the tackles has really improved, in my opinion, this year compared to last year. And I think his vision has gotten better. So overall, I think James Cook is a good running back, a very good running back. I just wish his pass protection would be better. And then I would really have a different opinion on James Cook, especially being here long term. I just don't know if he'll be here long term. I think if he can fix that, if he could fix the pass protection, maybe. But as you could see, running backs traditionally don't last in Buffalo. Once the rookie deal ends, it's time to move on and go to the next rookie. That's usually how it is. And I'll be honest with you, that's usually how it is around the NFL lately.
Yeah.
But as of now, as of we sit right here today, James Cook is a good running back for this team. He fits what we're doing, and I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, no, we're not. Bean doesn't pay running backs.
No.
If he was going to pay a running back, he would have paid Singletary. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Because they loved the guy. Like he was what they wanted. So, if they were going to, I think that's where it would have done. There was a question in here that I wanted to grab.
I will say real quick before you go to this question. The only way they would pay a running back, Mikey, the only way would be if one they drafted that was so dynamic, meaning they just got lucky, like a guy out of the draft that just tore it up and it was well-rounded. Then I could see that happening. But he would have to be a guy they drafted, and it would have to be a dynamic running back. Then it's possible. Because then you would have a dynamic running back and a dynamic quarterback. You could really work with that. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's tough to get that. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah. Spen comes in and says people are saying someone got a finger on Bass's missed extra point, or really it's field goal. Bass missed field goal. Did you? I haven't seen any clips of that. It would make sense for how it just freaking went left, because I've never seen him kick a ball that when it goes left like that.
It was bad. It was bad. I did see him do one last year, but I think it was deflected. I forget the game.
That was the Eagles game.
That was the Eagles game, right?
And then they started the comeback.
Right. And I think that was deflected, right? Somebody did, I think, got their hand.
Yeah.
It's very possible a finger, but then I don't know. I still say it's more. It's just Bass has to be better, man. I don't care. He has to be better. I don't know what to say about Bass anymore. I think the only way he turns us around confidence-wise is he's going to have to make a lot of field goals in a row and just get that mojo back. That's it. Just get the mojo back.
He's only missed one in game.
No, I get that. But
You
I'm still
know.
not. He don't seem comfortable out there for me. I just don't know. And he really hasn't had a pressure kick yet either.
Nope.
Right? So I'm talking about pressure situation, a pressure kick. And what I mean by pressure kick, Mike, he's one before the half, right? 3 seconds left. They put us up by 10-3, whatever. One, game-ending field goal or very, tight game, a pressure kick. These kicks that he's made so far, very easy kicks. No pressure.
I mean, he's made 40, 43, 47, but there's been zero pressure on him.
No. Yeah, I mean, no pressure. It's
Yeah.
So we'll see. Like I said, I think what will turn it around for him is if he makes some pressure kicks, multiple in a row, and then that probably will get us whatever's going on there back to normal.
Yeah. All right, so let's go around the league real quick.
Yeah.
McCaffrey is out on Sunday, and they're talking about him being on IR.
Oh man.
It's
Mikey.
It's still under consideration, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
And I have him in my fantasy league.
Oh,
yeah. Brutal.
The Chiefs wide receiver Hollywood Brown is undergoing surgery.
Oh, Mikey, what's with you and the bad news today?
I'm just telling you what's going on.
Oh, come on,
Andy
Mikey.
Reid said it's going to be months, not weeks.
Oh, Mikey.
At the end of the day, they said there's a good chance he misses this season.
Oh, man. Mikey, we're just going to call it the bad news around the league.
Right? The Bears say Keenan Allen and Roma Doomsday are game time decisions.
Okay. All right.
Have you been watching what's been going on with this Kyle Van Noy Ravens and Chiefs saga?
No.
Okay, so when Van Noy got hurt last week in the kickoff opener, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said that it took the Chiefs an hour to get to him because he broke his eye orbital socket.
Ooh, okay.
They said it took an hour for the Chiefs before they came in and saw him.
The medical staff or whatever?
Yeah, the medical staff just came out and said it took us 12 minutes. So there's a he said, she said thing going on right now between the Ravens and the Chiefs.
Oh, boy.
The Seahawks running backs, Walker III and right tackle Fant are both doubtful for this weekend.
Okay.
And the Packers have not yet ruled out Jordan Love for this week.
Wow. Okay. So Jordan, that's interesting. That is interesting. I think they should. Who are they playing?
They are playing. Who are they playing? They are playing the Colts.
I would rest him. I wouldn't risk it. It's early in the season.
Early in his career.
You're right. Early in his career, early in the season. Give him another week. Even if you lose, it's not a big deal. See how he feels next week. Your season's not over. Look how you started last year with him. With him playing, you guys made a comeback. You got deep in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it again. You can afford to miss a couple games early in the season. I wouldn't risk that. Oh, you want? Oh, I see.
Okay.
And then the last one is Antonio Pierce came out and said, if I was talking to Tua, I'd tell him to retire.
Yeah, that fencing. Man, that is so I've been watching stuff on it all day long, man.
Yeah.
Here's my, and I know we talked quite a few minutes last night about it, but the more you look at that, the more you really dive deep into what's going on with Tua, right? These head injuries are really bad for him. There's concussions all throughout football, bro. Almost every football player probably has had 1 or 2 or 3 or more throughout their lifetime, right? I'm talking about high school, college, to the pros, right? But I promise you, there hasn't been what's going on with him and the fencing, which is what they call it. It doesn't happen a lot. You don't see that a lot. And Tua has had it multiple times now. And, bro, they've done everything from he has a special helmet he's wearing this year to he joined jiu-jitsu so he can roll better after a hit. And it just seems like they're just trying everything and anything to prevent a brain injury. And unfortunately, it's a rough sport, bro. And it's possible, bro. He's just taken too many hits and his brain is telling him, yeah, bro, like I kind of had enough. You know what I mean? Like, and it's telling him now, bro. And I feel like my worry for Tua is if he doesn't quit now, he's going to be on it's going to have problems down the road, bro. Big problems. It's not, bro, you don't mess with your brain. You come back from a leg injury. You come back from any other injury, right? For the most part, unless you're Bo Jackson, right? But a head injury, bro, you're done, bro. Look at Muhammad Ali. I mean, I hate to say it, but his brain was smush, right?
Yeah.
At the end. Like, you don't want to mess with that. So my thing, if I were his family, if I really truly cared about him, you saw Mateo. I don't know if you saw that one on NFL.
Yeah.
He's like, he wants him to retire. If I was his family, his close friends, I would say, hey, ultimately it's your choice, but I really feel you should retire. Like I'd be honest as I can. I know it sucks. It's tough. Marcellus Wiley, I watched his podcast today. He made a great point, man. You go through all these years of, learning playbooks and, working out and off season and all this, bro, so much stuff to get to that point of your career. And it only takes 3 or 4 concussions to end it all. It's really hard to walk away from all that. But in hindsight, and the other flip side is like, bro, you also got a whole life to live. And he's set for the rest of his life. Let's be real. Like he can walk away and be okay. So that's where I am at with Tua's situation. But at the end of the day, it's his decision.
Yeah.
But I also think the NFL is gonna maybe.
I don't think the NFL can, and that comes to Roy's comment here. It's Tua's decision, but should the NFL step in and make that decision for him? I think it would be wrong, but it's a possibility. The NFL truly can't do anything. The PA would have a field day with them if they tried to do it. It really comes down to the doctors. If the doctors say no and don't clear him, he's done anyways. You know what I mean? If they do clear him, then it becomes a Tua decision.
I'll tell you what. I kind of hear what you're saying on there with the NFL can't do anything, but they kind of can low key. Ray Rice was technically allowed to come back, didn't, because the NFL yeah, but let's be real. NFL blacklisted them. NFL could do what they want. You're going to tell me the NFL wouldn't have some advice to the Miami Dolphins saying,
Well, here's the thing.
I'm just saying.
Talking about that. Ray Rice sued the NFL for it.
Right. I get it.
And they settled.
Okay.
Ray Rice was also a free agent. He didn't have a contract. Tua has a brand new contract.
I get it, but the NFL is really leaning. Listen, if we watched NFL over the last, 10, 15 years, what's their thing right now? Concussions, right? They're doing bro, look at the kickoff return. They're changing everything. They're putting padded helmets now are allowed during games if you choose to wear them. They are trying everything to make this game look better to the viewer's eyes. The last thing they want to see is Tua out there with a concussion, right? Fencing. It's the last thing I want to see on the football field. I'm just throwing that out there because if you notice, Mikey, concussions happen all the time, and sometimes we don't even see it. We hear about it during the course of a game. Oh, so-and-so is out with a head injury. They don't even say concussion. Head injury. He's out. We didn't even notice. But you saw it last night. By the way, Goodell was there at the game.
Yep.
And it's a bad look. Like the NFL don't want to see that. So if it's up to them, which it's not, but I could see them chiming in is all I'm saying.
Way to get because it's the independent neuro consultant that makes it. Right. It's not the team doctors. It's not the NFL doctors. It's the independent. And Spin is right. if Tua is cleared and he walks away, he gets none of that money. He forfeits it all.
But I think here's the deal, though. I think the Dolphins, I'll be honest with you, I think the Dolphins do him right in some part of that contract. I don't think they would totally fuck him out on that contract. For as much as I don't like the Dolphins, can't stand the Dolphins, Stephen Ross is not a terrible person. I could definitely see.
Even if they let him keep it, even if they let him keep all his guaranteed money.
I don't think they would let him keep it all.
Here's the deal. If he retires, the cap is still shot.
Oh, that's true. But what do you do? Okay, so let's say they go, okay, you know what? Tua says he wants to come back. And they run him out there. And it happens again. Because Mikey, I don't care if he slides. You're telling me that dude's not going to get touched ever? You could put padded helmet all you want. It's going to happen again. He's deceptible, right? Like, he's going to get a concussion again. It is bound to happen. Matter of fact, on that interception right before that concussion, the drive before, he took a decent shot, by the way.
Yeah.
I looked at it on the all-22. He seemed fine, but I'm just saying, could have got a bell rung a little bit there too. The Matt Milano hit, Mikey, was not. Everyone's saying, "Oh, dirty cheap hit." Wasn't that bad, bro? He pushed him. He just fell and hit his head.
Bounced his head off the ground.
Right. So I'm just saying, that is, look at him just falling, caused that. Last night was his own. He messed up by going into Damar Hamlin like that. But, bro, can you imagine if that happens again? He comes back, happens again, the fencing thing. It's a brutal watch.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I just don't know if the Dolphins would be comfortable. I think the Dolphins would eat that contract, or at least some of it, without having to push. That's a bad PR, bro. That's a bad move. I thought it was a bad move when they threw him out there against the Bills when he first had it against Milano. I still say it to this day. Listen, McDaniel, their coach could say what he wants. I'm sure he's a good guy, but I think he's learned from that game, because the very next week, boy, boom, you saw it. And then it's happened again against Green Bay. Like, he's probably getting tired of seeing that, and it's nothing he could do about it.
Even
as long as Tua's out there.
I get that. Even if they cut him though. And we're going way down the rabbit hole on the.
It's okay. That's what we do.
At the end of the day, that dead cap that they have to eat is a poison pill. They're going to have to release a bunch of guys just to be able to eat that dead cap.
I get it. That's not my problem. Listen, I told you, Mikey, before they gave him the deal. Before they gave him the motherfucking deal, what did I come in here and say? I would be super concerned paying him that money. Why? Because of exactly what happened last night. And it happened just like I said it would. And I don't want it to happen, Mikey, but it's the truth. That's on their GM. That's on their and I know they're in a tough situation, because finding a good quarterback is not easy. But, boy, it was a risk they took, and they failed. It turned out to be a bad decision. And I got to be honest with you, their GM, too, bad decision on Ramsey. Like, you're going to make him the highest paid corner, but you're not going to bring back Wilkins, who is a guy that you drafted, who was a
heart
dog.
and soul of that team.
Right, he was a beast. Like, thank you, Greer.
Or Van Ginkel. Van Ginkel was like their best pass rusher, and they didn't bring him back.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So I feel like, man, things in Miami aren't good right now. They are making some bad decisions financially with players they're bringing in my opinion. And like I said, the Tua thing, I get why they did it, because finding a quarterback is tough, but I don't know, Mikey. They're in a tough situation. I don't know what Tua does. I'll be honest. I have no idea what he does. He's going to definitely have to think about this. He's going to have to really think about it.
All I say is hopefully he gets healthy and he can make his decision on his own and not have it made for him at the end of the day. So, all right. So that's around the league.
Cool. Good job, brother. So we're going to call that, the bad news around the week by Mike.
Right, the bad news around the league. Well, it's not always bad news. It's just bad news this week. Because I was talking about extensions like 2 weeks ago, so I was the good news guy. Today I was the bad news guy. It happened.
Oh my god.
Spencer says, "Is Josh Allen still overrated?" I mean, he did only have 139 yards. And it's funny that you say that, because that's what some of the Dolphins streamers are holding on to.
Oh, that he only had 139 yards?
Yep.
Okay.
You know what my favorite part of all of it was? I was listening to Josh last night. He was talking about it. He's like, nobody in our locker room cares about stats.
Yeah. Like, we care about dubs, man. Wins. Yep. Right? Like, going to the playoffs, winning the AFC, stuff like that. Like, important things, you know? Like, stats are cool. I like stats. I'm not going to lie. Like, us as fans, like, we look at that stuff like, hey, Josh Allen, 4,000-yard season and broke a record for touchdowns for his season.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's fun. It's awesome. You could a little bit of bragging rights about your quarterback or running back, whoever's setting those records. But at the end of the day, I'd rather brag about winning a Super Bowl all day.
Touche.
So,
you know, at the end of the day, I don't really care one way or the other. 139 yards. Here's the thing. If Josh is throwing for 139 yards, that means either A, you know, we've got set up as short fields and Josh hasn't had to do a whole lot, or B, our running backs have gone off. Because if he's going for 139 yards and he has 45 passes, that means we had gotten blown out. And it's been years since we've been blown out.
Yeah, I read something the other day. We're like on a 40.
I think we hit the 50. I think we hit 50.
No, it's
I thought it was 49. I thought it was 49 on
was it? Okay. Either
game.
way, in the high 40s, somewhere around there where we haven't lost.
It was an NFL record.
Yeah, crazy, right? Like, that means we are just in every damn game. That says a lot about this team, the fight of this team, really.
Yeah, Scott, the Fence fans always go to the whole Super Bowl thing.
Oh, they love
what
that.
are they gonna do? They get bullied when they play against us now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mikey, does Josh get the okay impression? Give me the okay.
You want the okay? I'll give you the okay.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. You know, it's the fact that Josh can only throw for 139 and have one. We asked him to be Superman on 3 plays yesterday. Yeah. Right? Maybe 3. And we won 31-10.
But, you know, it's funny. I woke up this morning thinking, because I very rarely, I'll be honest with you, except for a few guys, I don't really watch like national media stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Marcellus Wiley, by the way, I am loving his podcast. You got to check it out. If you haven't checked it out, Mikey,
I did. I watched it.
It is, bro, that guy, I got to say, out of all of them right now, he is trending up as far as my favorite because that dude keeps it 100, like all the time. But anyways, I had a feeling I was going to wake up today, and if I were to watch some, it was going to be more about what the Dolphins didn't do right. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot about what the Bills. Now, there was some that was praising the Bills. I'm not going to lie. There was a few that I saw. But for the most part, I knew it was going to come from the fans, the Dolphin fans. Like, you know, not excuses, but more about, you know, like now they're dogging their team and Buffalo's not that good. Like, listen. We can't. It is what it is. Just knock the outside noise. Just get it away because we know what this team is capable of. We knew it going into the season. Yes, we had question marks, but we still thought we were a tough team to beat. You weren't going to just write off the Bills. Like, that was the funny part, Mike. Going into the season, Mikey, was how all these people, right, was counting. Like, I don't know if anyone had us in the top of the East. Third play, like, how are you shitting on this team from 1 year to the next when we just won it 4 years in a row and you still got a lot in place? You still got Josh Allen. You still got Sean McDermott, who's still a good head coach. You still got Von Miller and Gregory Rousseau. You still got a lot. There's still a lot of great pieces here with young. I just didn't get it. It was so frustrating, but at the same time, it didn't affect me that much because we've been down this road time and time again. So I think now, like, the Bills are maybe starting to show a little bit, like, to people, or at least like, bro, you can't keep counting us out. Like, have you not learned your lesson?
Well, I think part of it was they looked at the names that we let go And they did it based off of name recognition, not how they
Yeah.
played or how much impact they've had on the Bills recently. I love
I'm with you
Trey
there.
White, but Trey White hasn't played for 2 years.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I'll stop. I'll get back to that 1 second. Scott comes in with the super chat.
Yep.
I'm buying another OK clip. Play it, Tommy.
Oh, I got you, man. I got you, bro.
Okay. Okay.
Gave you a double one.
Yep. So when you go back to that, Micah was out for a bunch of games. Jordan was a step slow. I mean, you saw Jordan yesterday when Cook got by.
Oh, done, toasted.
When he was even, he was leaving, is how they used to say it, right? So the second James Cook realized that they were even, he knew he was gone. Like, yeah, I love Jordan, but he's a step slower.
Step slow, absolutely. You're right.
But
absolutely.
Tyreek, that was the exact same angle he took against Tyreek in that 13-second game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm. You made a great point. Like, I am with you. Other than Stephon Diggs, those other players, we moved on for a reason. And if you look at their last 2 or 3 seasons with the Bills, the play wasn't the same, right? Like it was definitely they were losing something. And you can't just, as a GM, Mikey, you can't keep holding on. It's not getting better. They're aging, especially the age. You got to factor in that. It's not like these guys are young, had an injury, and they still have time to get back right? Because of their age. These are aging guys. Like you have to move on eventually. You have to do what's best for the franchise. And you're right. Like, what do they really provide? Listen, I felt like Poyer and Hyde, if anything, and I still felt like they played good at times, but I thought the most important thing was their leadership over the last 2 years. Knowing and the leadership is a big deal, and it is, and I won't knock them for that. They knew where, and also too, they knew the defense very well, like very well. They knew where to be. They were smart players and I trusted them on the field. However, they couldn't a lot. Poyer was banged up most of the time. Micah Hyde with the neck. So we weren't really trusting them throughout the course of a year to really give us 100 because they couldn't. Their bodies weren't allowing them to.
We were trusting them. They just couldn't do it.
That's what I mean. Their bodies weren't allowing them to give us the 100 that they wanted to. Like mentally, sure, of course they did. Like, listen, Poyer went out there hurt. He was playing hurt most of the time here over the last 2 years. And kudos to him. Honestly, like, tough dude. But he wasn't 100. We need a guy 100. And that's why they moved on, bro. They couldn't do another year with Poyer. They had to go young. So, yeah, I'm with you, Mikey. Like, a lot of these people, they don't really understand that. They don't look at the team. They don't understand the last 2-3 seasons of this team like we do because we watch all the time. We watch this team. That's what we do. So I'm with you.
A cool question here comes in and says, does your hat say Bills? It does. And then, Jose, did you ask a question? I try to get to everybody's question.
Oh, Jose, come on now. We would never ignore you, bro.
Did Jose
Mikey's in charge of that. Yell at Mikey, by the way.
I didn't see his question if he asked a question.
Yeah. Jose, what's your question, brother? We'll answer it. Put it on the thing. Mikey's in charge of that, but I look over too. I didn't see it.
I'm going through and I'm not seeing a question from him.
Okay.
I see he's commented like we need them better against other teams.
Jose, brother, what's your question, man? Hit it out. Bro, I want to say this real quick before we move on too. Jose, this channel. You've been rocking with us for a long time. You're my boy too. Me and Jose, we talk here and there through the comments.
Can you see the super chats? Did he super chat a question? Because I don't see it.
I don't see it either. We always answer questions, man.
Yeah.
Or is Spin making a joke? I think Spin's being a smart ass.
Okay. Well, Spin, what he does. Well, if he's gone, if he's gone, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just didn't see your question.
Yeah. So real quick, man, everybody, y'all know how me and Mikey roll, man. That's the one thing we pride ourselves on with this channel. Like we love your super chats and we appreciate it because that does help this channel grow and support and just everything. But We answer everybody. For the most part, we try to
try
answer
to.
everybody. We really do, because we love the engagement of Bill's Mafia. Like, that's what we do. So listen, man, if you felt that way, we apologize. I didn't really see a question, but I answer all your questions when I do videos. So
yeah,
hit us up with a question.
I try to get in there. If he might be gone, and if he is, I apologize. But all right,
Yeah,
we'll move on.
that's cool.
Where were we at? I forgot where we're at now.
Yeah, I told you. See, spin Jose Reed. I got about time. Oh, you funny, spin.
Can't see it in thread either. Okay, so we just didn't. The question didn't pop up.
Okay.
You know, I try to capture anybody's questions. Like, people comment all the time, but I try to grab any questions that I see.
Yeah.
Do you fry or boil dolphins? I don't eat dolphins.
Yeah, I don't either. Dolphins are actually awesome, so I want to eat a dolphin.
But we squish the fish.
Yeah.
I just bust on Tom because the stream a while back, some mix-up happens, and I joked, yesterday. Yesterday. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Okay. Tommy, you had something to go over tonight.
Yeah, you want to answer that cycle jockey's question real quick, and we'll go for her?
Hey, boys, you think McDermott's finally starting to turn the corner on the... I pray to God, yes, cycle jockey. I do. I want to believe in him, but he has destroyed my confidence in him. Like, regular season, he's fantastic. You know what I mean? But in the playoffs is where I need to see it. Tommy, your take on that?
Yeah, and Daniel's saying maybe or something, but we'll jump to Daniel's after. But listen, I will say too, it could also factor in the guy we brung in. What is his name, Mikey? The rules guy, John Perry.
Yep.
Okay, so as far as like that stuff goes, maybe game management, clock management, Perry could be helping him with that. If you notice too, the timeouts things are getting better, and I don't know if he has something to do with that, but I'm just throwing that out there. It's a lot better this year for McDermott. The penalties have, I mean, at least for the first game, they weren't even that terrible. The first game, I mean, they cost us a little bit, but I feel like John Perry's helped him out in that session. Now, as far as aggressiveness goes, maybe that's something maybe he's starting to understand. Like, you have to be aggressive at some certain parts of the game. You don't have to be aggressive all the time, because I felt like last year he was aggressive when he didn't need to be aggressive, and he wasn't when he needed it to be. So I think that's also learning as a head coach too. And he was doing a little bit too much last year. Head coach, defensive coordinator, there was a lot on his mind. I think Bobby Babbage taking over is definitely helping out. Seeing the field better, processing everything better, and letting McDermott chime in as well. Like, so I like that duo, because trust me, McDermott's definitely chiming in. He 100% is chiming in with Bobby Babbage with the defense. So, yes, I do see the aggressiveness a little bit better so far in the areas he's choosing to be aggressive. Like last night, I thought it was perfect. The way they rushed the four, it worked out great. Like, everything was perfect. And really, he didn't even send many blitzes last night. You didn't see a lot of blitzes. I don't remember much, actually. So he's trusting the four, and they are being aggressive, which I like. So, yeah.
Yeah. So Jose DeVille's question was, is Kincaid, what's going on with our wide receivers? Is Kincaid not getting open? They are bracketing him. I think also part of the issue, I don't think there's anything wrong with our tight ends. I think part of the issue is we haven't thrown the ball much in the first two games. You know, and when we have, like, we made a point this week to get Kincaid involved. We started the game with two straight, bubble screens to him, and then we started the second half of the bubble screen. So I don't know if there's something wrong with him, as much as we just haven't had the ball very much, and when we have, Josh is just throwing to the open guy.
Yeah, I once again, I think it just go back to what Joe Brady said going into the season, man. I think everyone's going to eat. I think one game's going to be one guy who shines, maybe more than the next. I think we thought a little bit different going into the season, that Kincaid's going to be just the number one in a way and leading in receptions, but I think it's probably not going to be the case. I think it's going to be, I think he might, but I just feel like Joe Brady is really sticking to his guns and everyone's going to eat. Josh is going to go to the guy who is open pretty much, right? Mm-hmm. And right now I feel like that guy, the main guy that Josh is trusting the most is Khalil Shakir. So we'll see what happens with Kincaid, but I don't think like he's going to have a bad season. Nothing like that. I just feel like right now they're just doing whatever works and whatever the defense is giving them. So if the defense is doubling up Kincaid or whatever's going on there with Kincaid, they're going to go to Shakir. If they eventually go to Shakir, they're going to go to Kincaid. Like it's just going to be that way. But I still think Kincaid is a really good tight end. And we'll see. I mean, look at Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox hasn't really been involved much either. Like Curtis Samuel, who I thought was going to be involved. Now, mind you, I think also the turf toe has something to do with Keon Coleman, right? First game, 51 yards. Second game, 0. So I am not, like I said, I'm going to tell you all what I told you guys in my video today. Don't worry about stats this early on, especially with Keon Coleman. I would say let's wait until year 2, year 3 to kind of evaluate how far he's come, what he's done, because I think it's going to be a little bit of a slow start for him as far as production goes. And I would say same with Curtis Samuel. Don't think it's a bad signing yet because he hasn't done much in the first 2 games. You got to factor in the turf toe. You also got to factor in the way this offense is running so far. It's all about winning, right? This is what we want, right? So let's not freak out about certain guys, certain stats early on. They'll come. They're going to have their games. I think Curtis Samuel, you'll see that dynamic, Swiss Army knife as the weeks go on when he gets better. So I think everybody will have their turn to shine this season for the Buffalo Bills as far as receiving goes. So that's how I feel. That's how I feel about
I think where was it? Spin's right. When you're getting averaging 20 passing attempts a game and you're throwing to 9 different receivers, that's like 2 a game. Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, we haven't had one of those big, giant, 40, 45 attempt games yet. They'll come. Also, yeah, that was part of yesterday's too. He got kneed in the head after the second one, and then he sat out for a little while.
He did. I thought he was going to go out. That was a bad hit. I'm going to be honest with you. He probably got concussed there because he looked a little.
The next play, he let the guy just run right by him.
He looked a little shaky getting up. If you notice, I think when he was down, he kind of was like, right? And one of our players tried to get him up. Or you got to go back to it. He definitely. Okay. And then when they showed the replay, because I didn't see it. It was so bad. It was really fast.
Yeah, I did.
That guy's
the replay that I saw him get kneed.
That's what I mean. So yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think that's part of it. It's that we've averaged 20 attempts a game and we're throwing to 9 different guys. So each guy only gets 2 attempts, 1 attempt. So I think that's the most to this point of the season. That's the biggest factor of why guys aren't having huge games. Tommy, this one's for you. Hello, Tommy.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Tomorrow is my girlfriend Caitlin's and I big 8-year anniversary. Congratulations. That was for you, Tommy.
Hey, congrats, man. 8 years, bro. I can't even get past 2. So,
Jay Simpson says Oliver was a beast. Oliver stepped up yesterday. Everyone was concerned where he disappeared to on the opener. And I think he lived in the backfield. He didn't make any plays. He didn't hit the box score, but yesterday he sure did.
Who, Ed Oliver? Ed Oliver's
a
stud, dude. Ed Oliver. Listen, I don't think a lot's gonna always necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but he's definitely doing a lot out there. Like he's getting double sometimes. He's pushing that offensive line back. He's making the quarterback scramble. Like, trust me when I tell you, that dude's the dude, and that's why he got paid. Love Ed Oliver. Yeah, that's about as much as I could tell you right there.
Yeah, Daquan was the same way yesterday. Daquan and Oliver had a field day pushing that interior line back into Tua's face. You know, where we
Daquan's
struggled,
a beast too,
where we struggled yesterday, and really it's been where we've struggled, you know, to this point, is setting the edge. Our DNs get a little happy and don't set the edge.
Yeah.
You know,
that is true. That's the one area last night where I thought the Dolphins were really doing a great job early on, and they kind of just, I don't know, they just went away from it. It didn't make much sense,
we made 2 stops on it.
We did adjust a little bit, but I still felt like I felt like they still went away from something that was still kind of working. I get we made a couple stops there, but I felt like their running attack was actually pretty good, and they really ran more towards the end when the game was like, you know, they ran in the beginning, like really early. They went away from it, I felt like. Then they got it going back in the fourth quarter. And by then, the game was over. Like, I felt like they went away from the run game, too, way early on. But it is what it is.
Yeah, Roy, we gave up more chunk plays in the run game, but we also played defense that way. We were playing the too high shell. So, you know, how do you beat the too high shell? You run the ball. We were okay with them running. We said, you're not going to get the quick 80-yard strike, the big play. You're going to have to methodically drive down. And because we did that, they made a mistake somewhere in the drives. And that's what we said. Can you be perfect on, you know, a 8, 10, 12, 14 play drive and score on us? They did it once, but that was it. So we gave up 8 yards on this run, 9 yards on this one. The biggest play we gave up was 21 yards, and that was on the Waddle catch. The biggest run we gave up was 17.
Yeah, and listen, it's gonna. I'm gonna tell you this too. No defense is perfect, bro.
Yeah.
You're saying the 85 Bears, right? Like, we're gonna have games where a running back takes one for 20 yards. Like, it's going to happen. There's gonna be a big play downfield. Like, we can't sit here and say, oh man, I gave up 2 15-yard. It's going to happen. But if the whole course of the game, that's all they gave up, 2. Right, a couple big, like, I'm good with that. Like, I'm okay. I can live with that. I'd rather have that than running back average 5.5, 6 yards per carry against us every single time. So yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that once in a while. Some big chunk plays here and there. Like, I'm cool.
Listen, Achan had 22 carries. He averaged 4.4. That is damn good against that kind of a player.
Yeah.
You know, we had 10 tackles for loss yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, that's huge. You know, especially when you look at it, like the Dolphins had 4 tackles for loss, and it felt like they were in our backfield all night.
Mm-hmm.
We had 10 of them.
Jason, it wasn't Benford, it was Ingram.
Yeah, no one mentioned Ingram's pick 6 today. Listen, they didn't talk very much about the Bills today. Most of it was about Tua's concussion. Tua's concussion kind of overshadowed
it. Yeah, which I understand. I get it. You know, I totally understand that. And it was so ironic that, of course, Damar Hamlin was involved with that. Like, of course it had to be Damar Hamlin. You know, like it's just so weird. Life is so weird, guys. Like, things that happen, and like, I don't know. And I almost was like, oh man, like when it first happened too. I know we're jumping back to that, but I was like, I hope Damar didn't like hit him in the helmet. You know what I mean? Like, Damar didn't. It was
Lamar thought he was. If you go back and watch it, Lamar thought he was gonna slide, or Damar thought he was gonna slide. So he was like, wasn't running real fast to hit him, and he just like caught him.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the most innocent hits I've seen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Speaking of how much of that was in garbage time. I'm guessing about 30 to 35 yards of Achan's runs were in garbage time because they left him out there to pad his stats. Now, he also had 69 yards receiving. I think most of that was in legit time because they threw him the ball a ton early.
Screens and stuff, yeah.
Yep. Man, we cannot stop a screen.
We're so bad at that.
We cannot.
We can't run. We still can't run one really that correct with the running back. Receivers are okay. I think we're doing a much better job with wide receiver screens this season compared to the last few. But the running back, we can't do one and we can't stop one. It's so frustrating, bro. Like if I'm an offensive coordinator going against the Bills, I swear I am putting that in my playbook and I am running that until you prove that you can stop us.
Right? I mean, look at what the Cardinals did, and then they turned and look what Miami did. If I'm Jacksonville next week, I'm throwing screens all day long.
And you got ATN who's really fast.
Right?
I am 100. I am 100.
Christian Kirk
right
is great for bubble screens. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things you could do.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, but going back to Roy's point, he says, my point being, it's the consistency with this defense. I think this defense's run defense is a lot better than any defense we've had over the years. I would have agreed with you, Roy, if it was past seasons, but this season, I think our run defense is actually way better. I don't see us giving up those long runs that we usually give up like one a game where it's like a 70-yard run. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, Susan
me too, Roy. When it goes back to the net when Tua hit him, I thought he hurt his neck too until I saw his hands, and I was like, oh, that's bad.
Mm-hmm. And then Susan, that's what I was saying earlier. If you go back and watch like the replay of the series before when you threw the interception,
I didn't notice that. I'll have to go back and watch. I knew that he got hit, but I didn't really pay attention to how he landed.
I didn't think it was devastating, but he definitely landed on his like he definitely hit his head on the turf.
Does he wear that second bubble one that they're allowed to wear?
He wears like a special helmet now for that. But bro, they're saying that it doesn't, like when you get ricochet, your head, your brain's bouncing up in there. The helmet's not going. That's for more like offensive linemen when you have those short,
Guardian
like when you're
cap.
just bouncing. Yes, like that helmet, bro. I'm sorry, it might help a tad, but dude, like it's especially with him now. So I almost believe, and of course I could be wrong, that maybe he had it slightly there, right? And then in this next series, it didn't help.
Maybe.
But I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go back and watch that and see.
Yeah,
you know, at the end of the day, it's sad.
Does it happen on the next drive?
It's sad.
Next drive.
I'll tell you one thing. He got pummeled on that hit. We tried to throw out of bounds the pick six. He got pummeled on that. Yeah,
that's the hit.
He got pummeled on it.
Right, and it's that hit. I'm telling you,
because he got hit by both AJ and I think it was either Daquan or Ed on the inside. Two guys hit him.
Yep. One thing I want to say real quick too before we move on, I think the refs so far, at least in our games,
have been pretty good.
Pretty good. We normally would say something by now for the first 2 weeks about the refs. Nobody's really talking about it, but at least for in our games, I think they've done pretty well. Like, granted, the first game, I get it. The Ingram wasn't a hit, and then the Allen, let's be real, we got a freebie there too.
But then other than that, the other Allen one, like, they missed a hip drop tackle. I mean, they've missed a few things, but it has not been egregious.
So check this out. What I heard. So okay, the
hip drop tackles they're not throwing flags.
They're not flags. They're
fine.
They're fine. So
yeah,
some people don't know that, and I didn't know that. And so I learned it, I think a few days later. I forgot I was going to text you about that. So technically, guys like that, I know we're looking for one. It's not a penalty. So
it's a penalty. They've just told them not to enforce it on the field.
That's what I mean. You know what I mean. It's not enforceable.
Going forward, from what I heard and when they were reading the new rules reviews, is this year it's just a fine. Moving forward, they're going to start penalizing. They're slowly incorporating. They didn't want to just come out and say, okay, now we're going to start throwing 15-yard flags on this.
Which makes sense, because that's a rough.
They have to change how they do things.
Correct.
I like how they're incorporating that.
Yeah, and I'm with that. But I just, like I said, I think the refs have let some petty stuff go that they normally wouldn't have, right? At least how I see it. And I like that. I do. You're letting the boys play football.
There was 8 penalties for 55 yards yesterday.
Yeah, they're not right. They're not being part of the game.
7 for 50. Like they're the ones that they've called haven't been like egregious like they have been in the past. Like
Exactly.
I'm with you. I think they've officiated the games really well. Like if you want to let them play, fine, let them play. Just call it the same way both ways. Play by the same set of rules. All I ask.
Right. Exactly. I'm totally with that. And if it's egregious, then call the damn penalty. If there's a real legit, and listen too, if they do miss one, guys, it happens. These are human beings. They make mistakes. Like I get that too. I'm not gonna. I just look at the overall, what they did overall in the game, and I'm cool with so far over the first 2 weeks and how the refs have called games.
All right, Tommy, what the hell was I watching yesterday? Because I didn't see his head bounce off the ground. I didn't see Kincaid get a knee. Now, I didn't see Hill complaining yesterday on the sidelines. What the hell was I watching?
Oh, wow. So you didn't – I thought you said you did see the knee to the head.
I saw it on the replay.
Oh, you didn't see it? Okay. Oh,
I didn't see it live.
Okay. Yeah.
I saw it on the replay. So I'm like, what the hell was I watching yesterday? Was Hill complaining on the sidelines?
I missed that. I did not see that. I did not see that. I saw him just. I know the commentators were like shredding him a little bit for him and Waddle like not standing up and just kind of whatever when their team's getting their ass kicked. But I don't. That stuff. They're just looking for talking points at that. I'm not.
I'm just like I didn't see it. But at the end of the day, I mean, if I was him, I'd be pissed. My understanding, Jordan Poyer didn't stay on the field and shake hands afterwards. He bounced because he was mad.
Yeah.
He did all his loves before the game.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw some clips of him saying what's up to everybody. So.
Yeah.
I know they prayed for Tua after. I did see I saw a picture of that. I forget who it was. It was the brothers, right? Because I forget his name. Who's the guy on the Dolphins that is brother of our a guy? That's on our team.
You're talking about Ferguson?
Yes, they're both were out there.
Yeah,
and a couple other Spencer Brown, I think was that. Yeah,
Ferguson is his name.
Yes.
Yeah. James comes in and says, "Do you think Mike White signing to help the defense clamp down?" I don't think so. I think he may have given them bits and pieces, but normally they change stuff up if you got a guy that's coming from another team, because that's just like did Jordan Poyer give the Dolphins any help to clamp down the Bills? Like there was probably certain things that they were, but we changed our call signals. We did all that type of stuff. And
I will say this though. If Poyer did, it wouldn't have mattered much because we're a different offense under Joe Brady compared to what Poyer saw. So it really wasn't. It would not have been much of a help, because if you look at our offense compared to last year or the previous whatever, really since Josh Allen's been here, it's way different. It's way different. So I don't think Poyer would have had much really to help with this new offense. But I will say this, though. It is a good question. Mike White probably did. I'm sure he did provide a little bit of what the Dolphins like to do, or their tendencies. Yes. To what Tua looks for. Look for this and what he does when he's looking. And that it's fair play.
And maybe
so. Yeah, I'm sure. But
I mean, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what happened when we signed Lawyer Malloy. The week of like that one was different because that one he was part of the game plan. Then they cut him, and then we signed him, and we knew exactly what their game plan was. This one is a little bit different. He wasn't part of their team. However, he probably said when Tua gets to this point, he looks for checks.
That's what I'm saying.
The checks that he's looking
Maybe
for. He might give him little things like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I see it. So it says the defender told Allen, it was David Long Jr. He's not getting anything all game. Then Allen said, "Who are you?" He looked at the back of his jersey.
Oh, I saw that. That was so funny, dude.
That's an Allen thing if I've ever heard it. Roy, I didn't hear that. From what I heard, is they just weren't going to call him. I think if it's egregious enough, they should throw it. And I thought Josh's was pretty egregious. But I also saw one later on that night with somebody, and they didn't throw it there either. And the guy got hurt from it, and they had to take him off the field. And he didn't come back, and they still didn't throw it. So I'm just thinking they're not going to throw it this year at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen one. And like I said, I watched something. I forget who was talking about it, but they're like, "Look, you're not gonna see many, if at any, this year, flags thrown. They're going to be fines. So I'm sure whoever did that will have a nice fine.
I heard it in two places. I heard it on the radio out here. They were talking about it, but I also heard Steve Taxter talking about it on one.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right. So you want to hop
ready?
into your thing that you got open?
Yeah. Shout out to Bills Wire once again for creating this article. 5 takeaways from the Bills 31-10 win against the Dolphins. All right, let's get to it. Cooked from the get-go. Who would ever right before this game let quarterback Josh Allen cook, not running back James Cook? Well, we did, and we are sorry to you. James, what a day at the office for him. Cook completely took this game over. The Pro Bowl rusher only had 11 carries and averaged 7.1 yards per carry. He totaled 78. Let's get to the real point. 3 touchdowns on the first half. This will be the James Cook game forever going forward. Cook had 2 on the ground and 1 in the air. His third and final one was a 49-yard rush, 1 play after a turnover, which essentially iced the game before halftime. The Bills went up 24-7 and were rolling. Mikey, James Cook, what's up?
James Cook had a fantastic game. We also knew that the James Cook thing's been going since last year when Brady took over.
I think the Dallas game was a little bigger for him, in my opinion. Than this one. I think this game is the second biggest game as a Buffalo Bill. But I think the Dallas game, really put him on the map.
We rode him.
Yeah, we rode him. It put him on the map more. I'll tell you what, the only thing that would have iced it, really made that, is if he caught that touchdown pass that he dropped.
Yeah. Dan comes in and says, I disagree with both of you that we can't stop screens in last night's game. It was the same game plan we used against them last year. It was a chess match. We couldn't stop the screens last year either.
We can't stop.
You go back and watch those. We stopped the bubble screens. Yeah. But an actual screen to the running back,
we got hosed, bro.
We got hosed on that. We got hosed on it against the Cardinals. They ran a bunch of them. Our DNs get too far up,
Right.
I think that's my biggest concern. But it's okay. We can agree to disagree.
We over pursue. We get caught up in it, and it's bad. There's nobody for a while to catch up to the running back until they gain 20-something yards, 15, 20 or more. It's something they got to work on. It's been a problem. We're not saying it's killing this defense, but it's something that's been an issue in Buffalo. And like I said, on the offensive side of things, we're not good at running back screens either. So I don't get it. It's one of the it's a play that's been in the NFL forever. It's not like the screen is a new football play, and we just can't seem to get it right. So I don't know. That I don't get.
Yeah, Roy's right there. And yeah, Spin, I know you always like to disagree with me, but it's okay to disagree. Me and Tommy disagree all the time. It's okay to agree to disagree on opinions.
Yep.
Miami used misdirections in their screen game and it worked well. It wasn't just Miami. If you go back and watch that Cardinals game's over, they used misdirections in the screen.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what, if it's just a general screen, I think they read it and they stop it. But if you watched last night early, Tua triple pumped because they couldn't get the guy out and we still couldn't stop it. The guy caught it and ran for 11 yards on third down.
Yep.
It
gotta
happens.
Fix it. Yeah, it happens.
And we can't run a screen to our running back if our life depends on it.
No.
We tried and we got 3 yards.
We're just not good at them. I don't get it. And we have the running back to do it. It's not like James Cook is he's a good running back. We just can't get it right. I don't get it, but it is what it is.
This is a fantastic comment. The drawback of running nickel all the time. You're probably right. That's probably one of the things if we had a third linebacker out there to designate seek and destroy, but we're running nickel and our nickel is taken off with in coverage. It's the scheme that we're running that allows for it.
Right. I'm with that. Yeah. I'm with that.
That is a great comment, Dan. You're right. But okay, you want to move into the next one?
Yeah, let's go to the next one. All righty. Dare we say Vaughn is back?
Yes.
It's early. It's early, and we have a lot of time left in the 2024 season. But is Von Miller back? After returning from an ACL injury last season, Miller was woeful. He always seemed motivated, but that is paying off this year. After Miller had a sack last week, he had another in Miami right after Tua left the game due to a concussion. He had a sack on backup Skylar Thompson to kill any momentum the Dolphins might have tried to grab. The 35-year-old was the closer the Bills wanted. Mikey?
Absolutely, he's back. Now, will he be all pro, Vaughn? No. But I was calling for a 9 to 12 sack season since the midsummer.
Yeah, you are boy, if he continues this way, I think you might be right. I'm still in that 8 sack range, which I would still be very happy with if Von Miller can give us 8 sacks compared to his none last year. I would be all for it. So, yeah, I think here's my thing. I think Von Miller is super close to being what he was when we first got him. He is like, you could look at week 1 and we're like, damn, okay, he is starting to get there. His bull rushes, his speed, that bend. Look at week 2. Whoa, a little bit better. His speed around the edge. That guy last night could not keep up. Bro, he had no answers. No answer. Right. The only reason, I'll be honest to you, the only reason Von probably don't have more sacks right now, it's because he went against 2 guys that can get out of the pocket. One guy that can really get out of the pocket, right? And Kyler Murray. And then the other guy who gets rid of the ball super fast.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So he may have more if we play different quarterbacks. And that's why Mikey might be right, because we're not going to always face guys like a Tua that gets raw ball quick, like a Kyle Murray who is very dangerous with his feet. So, yeah, I think Von Miller is getting damn near close to what we saw when we first signed him.
He's on pace for 17.
Yeah, right. He's on pace, but
he's on pace for 17.
On pace, yeah.
Roy comes and says keeping Vaughn under 30 snaps a game will keep him fresher. Yeah, and that's another thing is he comes in passing situations only usually.
Yep.
We're keeping him fresh, and he's doing a lot of this. So he's not even like working, setting guys up with different things early. So most of his sacks will come late because he's working. When he does come in, he has to work his games. But man, he had Jackson in a,
Oh, dude, he had no answer.
Oh my God, he didn't know if he was going wide. He didn't know if he was coming under. Did you see the spin? And Tua got the ball out just in the nick of time. But man,
he was so close.
But that's the thing. Tua gets the ball out super fast. If that's
right.
If that's
it's tough. What are you going to do?
Next week,
yeah,
Vaughn's hitting him.
Different story. Yeah, totally different story. I agree. Yep. All right, let's get to the next.
Yep.
All right, next up. Backup, step up, Ingram Mosley. Nickel cornerback Teron Johnson forearm was ruled out earlier this week. That meant a dose of Cam Lewis and Jamarcus Ingram was going to come at you. Last week, Lewis got a lot of credit. This week, it's Ingram. Ingram stepped up in a huge way with 2 interceptions, including a pick six. Again, put away any chance the Dolphins had. Buffalo head coach Sean McDermott and defense coordinator Bobby Babich deserve their fair share of credit too. The Bills' defense was ready and always in the right places. The Dolphins got nothing out of their speed, including from receiver Tyreek Hill. Thoughts on that, Mikey?
I think they also forgot Balin Spector, who I thought came in and played fantastic as the green dot, calling the plays for Bernard. But I absolutely give the credit to McDermott and Babich and that defensive, the defensive coaches, because the game plan they put together, they were able to insert a backup and not miss a beat.
I agree.
We're playing without 3 of our best defensive players right now, and we were swarming and making the tackles and doing everything we needed to do to win that game.
Yeah.
The front was getting the pressure, the back was making the plays.
Yep. And I think we're
It was
kind of
awesome.
I think we're kind of starting to see why McDermott was kind of so high on Ingram.
Yeah.
McDermott's been high on him since last year. Like we were
It's
all
been long.
wondering.
It's been longer than last year. Him and
I
Lewis
think you're right.
both.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Like,
Cam,
Lewis-
I got because I saw it. Ingram, we didn't really see it because we're more on the
yeah, but it's been like 2 or 3 years they've been like talking him up about.
Yeah.
Listen, we got this guy on the practice squad that's gonna grow and be something for us, and we're like, okay, sure, you know.
Right, we heard it song and dance.
We've heard that one before.
Right.
You know.
But yeah, it's
oh God, yes, Trek.
It's showing. It's showing.
We haven't seen Solomon yet, and we also haven't seen Smoot yet.
Can't
so
wait.
We have reinforcements coming back.
I almost forgot about them.
DNs.
Right. I almost forgot about those two because it's 2 weeks.
One about Tuhill. Tuhill hurt his knee, put a brace on, came back and played well.
Yeah, tough dude. Yeah, I give him that.
You know, I mean, he wasn't spectacular or anything, but he did his job.
Yeah, but getting these two guys back is I think that will
take that
really take the defense. Yeah, exactly. It will take it really will, especially getting after the quarterback. Like so. And that's what Solomon does. I can't wait for Solomon to get his opportunity.
I wonder if Solomon's going to be a game day scratch, though. Are they going to carry 5 DNs on the active game day roster?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. We'll see when that time comes.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they do because I would love to see him get some pass rush.
Me too.
Because he's so electric and goes bend to get around the outside. He's so fast.
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's get to the next, man.
So basically, we're playing with preseason linebackers. Yes, basically, right? At this point, we're playing with linebacker 3 and 4.
We are. Yep. All right, next one. The one injury you didn't want. On top of the other defensive standouts, Terrell Bernard Peck left the game. A potential nightmare scenario with Matt Milano bicep already out. Balin Spector stepped in and played great next to Dorian Williams at linebacker. Hopefully Bernard is okay, which we already got the news. He's not okay, but
it's the best outcome we could have asked for.
Right, exactly. But Spector was ready to perform. Thoughts on Balin Spector?
See, Balin's always played well when he's been healthy. Balin's always come in and done well when he's healthy. The problem is keeping him healthy.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes moving forward. But whenever he's actually been healthy, he's performed well when he's been given chances.
Yeah, I think listen. I think Balin Spector has a high motor, man. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, like Mike said, staying healthy, staying on the field when we need them. Which I guess we can start to say that about a lot of players on
all
defense.
Of our defensive guys.
It's starting to turn that way. But no, I like what I saw last night when he came in. The moment wasn't too big, and it could have been. You're going against a really good offense in the Miami Dolphins. It wasn't like that was some preseason bullshit game he came in. That was an AFC East rival. That was that was right in the beginning. It wasn't like it was the towards the end, blowout, garbage time.
Oh.
We needed him. And he sure as hell stepped up. So kudos, my friend. I tip my cap to you, Balin Spector.
I'm with you on that. You know who hasn't gotten a lot of credit to this point is Dorian Williams. I thought Dorian Williams has played really solid the first 2 games.
Really has. Yeah, I'll give you that. I will give you that.
As the backup for Milano. Like, no one's really talked about him very much. But, I thought he's played really well the first 2 games.
I think he's played well. I don't think he's played great, but I think I think he's doing more than I expected. And that is saying a lot because he's filling in some very big shoes. Not easy to do. So, yes, I think he's doing everything McDermott would want him to do as far as a guy filling in for one of the best linebackers in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm cool with it. I thank you, Dorian, for stepping up as well.
And Spin, you're right. I have not learned my lesson not to doubt McD when it comes to DBs. And maybe that's because he kept bringing back, what's his name, the old guy, the one that got stiff-armed by Derrick Henry. I can't think of his name. He played for McDermott for all those years.
Josh Norman.
Maybe it's because he kept bringing back Norman that I'm just like, okay, maybe, like, I haven't seen him really build up these young guys, but Benford is an elite corner. he was step for step with Tyreek on that deep ball. Granted, he got a head start, but he played that first deep ball to Tyreek perfect.
Yeah. Yep. By the way, I gotta say, you're not gonna be happy, Mikey. I don't know yet. Hopefully the chats are still coming in, but we might be having technical difficulties again with our streaming service that we're using. But I have to tell people, Mikey, like in case they're chatting and we can't see it. So just a heads up, guys. Over the last 2 days, or at least it started last night, the streaming service we use to go live has been clunky, and it's just acting up. So
Norman,
I apologize.
There is a bunch of them in there.
Yeah. So, all right. Look, now it says they're back, because I can see Mikey up top. I know you can see it too. We can see how many of you guys are in the chat. When it goes down to 0 is when I know I can't see your guys. Mikey, do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, write "Go Bills."
Yeah, it's not coming through. I'm looking.
Oh, it's not even coming through on the YouTube part of it?
No, it's coming through on YouTube. It's not coming through.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of them out of there.
Yeah. So
because Ben comes in and says Norman, then he says Josh Norman, then he says he's also had Levi Wallace and Dane Jackson. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mikey, get to the questions if we're missing something.
Yeah, I will.
I will answer them. I apologize, guys. It's clunky, man.
Yeah.
Get what you pay for.
Dan Fouts comes in and says nobody can beat this team when they're on their game and healthy. Yeah, I'd love to see us be healthy. You know what I mean? Okay, then now they all pop back up in there. I'd love to see us. That is what it is. All right, let's move on.
Oh man! All right, let's get to the next. Once again, guys, I apologize, man. Technical problems, not our fault, really. All right, a huge win early. Make no mistake. On their first primetime game of the season, the Bills, who were said to have lost too much talent, beat down their first divisional foe of the year. After this one, Buffalo will have earned the respect across the NFL and will be the AFC East favorite going forward. A tough slate sits ahead of the Bills now. And many thought because of these two first games had to be wins. They were. Kudos earned. And that's the end of that article. So, yeah, man. Good article once again by Bills Wire.
I'm not sure that it's really we're gonna get any kind of flowers for the win that we had. I'm not sure the NFL looked at Miami as some juggernaut. Do you think it changes the way people look at us?
You know, it's funny. So here's my opinion on that, because it's a weird one for me. Like, yeah, in a way they did. Like, let's not fake this. Let's dial it back a little bit, Mikey. Let's be real here. The whole offseason, they were buttering up the fucking Miami Dolphins. They were buttering up the Speed and the Jets. They had those two winning the division, right? Some people had the Jets, some people had the Dolphins. So don't tell me now that the Miami Dolphins, you know, that we beat this team that was not a very good team going to 2024, or not respected, you know, or wasn't dangerous, or wasn't predicted to win the AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't do that now. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't say that now after what you said all off season. Oh, they drafted another speedy running back. Oh, they got Tyreek Hill back on the contract. They signed Tua to an extension.
OBJ.
They got OBJ now, bro. Right? Like, come on now. Right? The Bills lost this, and the Dolphins are ascending, and they got this high-powered offense. And you know, when they get going, like, dude, I heard it all in the offseason. So you can't come back now and go the opposite direction and be like, oh, well, you see, like, it's all pretty on paper until, like, dude, you weren't saying that in the offseason. You were saying that they're going to win the division. You were saying they were dangerous. You were saying they're tough to stop, like that they got one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL. Now you cannot backtrack because the Buffalo Bills kicked their ass. By the way, they kicked their ass now. How many games in a row now have we won?
We're 12 and
2.
2.
I think we lost 2.
Yeah, we're 12 and 2 now, I think.
And this is it, bro. And I gotta say too, this is dating back, Mikey, from last year. Okay, and you know this.
5 in a row.
The Miami Dolphins put up 70 on the Denver Broncos. They played the Buffalo Bills the very next week.
And got smoked.
And everybody said the same shit that they said in the offseason. The Buffalo Bills aren't going to be able to match what they got, all that speed. Look what they just did. They are dynamic on offense. And we blew them out the water. And we blew them out the water this time around too. In Miami. Okay. Yeah, dude, stop. And it's going to be the same thing if we beat the Jets. So that's why I'm saying, guys, sometimes block out the outside noise because they're going to make excuses on why the Buffalo Bills win and why the Buffalo Bills will probably win the AFC East. Well, not probably. They will win the AFC East this year. So it's just I just don't like that. Like, just own up to it. If you still think, just say, hey, the Buffalo Bills are better than what we thought. The Buffalo Bills beat a very good offensive team, but they're just our better. But they won't give us that. So it's okay. It's okay. We know what we got.
Spin came in and said it was 5. And then Jalen Ramsey's 0-5 against Josh Allen.
There you go. All that. Oh,
but he's trash.
Yeah. He's trash.
He's trash. Trash pick. Trash
He's
pick.
Trash pick. Trash pick.
Okay.
Check him and says he's worried about Jacksonville because they always play us well. He's right. Jacksonville does play us well. I think we owe them after last year, though.
Yeah, man. I don't get it when it comes to the Jags, man. And now I'm not gonna say they have our number just yet, but they give us some tough games. And I gotta say, Josh Allen, the other Joshua, whatever he's going by now,
Allen Hines.
Okay, yeah,
or Hines.
He gives us fits. I'm not gonna lie, like that dude gives us fits. He is a good player, but when he plays us for some reason, he takes it to another notch of right. So put it this way: the Bills are at home. Like, we're really at home this time, not in London when we played them last time.
Right.
Like, we're actually at home this time. It's a home game. The Bills, don't sleep on Jacksonville. That's all I ask, right? Don't sleep on them because they will catch you. They will catch you sleeping, and they will come out with a dub, right? Bring the same energy you've brought the last 2 weeks when you play the Jaguars because they are sneaky good. They remind me they're like, put it this way, like Arizona is sneaky good, but I think the Jags are a better team. And you know what I mean? Like they can beat the Buffalo Bills if the Buffalo Bills are slipping, right? Like, So come prepared. And we have, and I want to say this, plenty of time to prepare. You got 10 days. I don't want to hear no excuse like, oh, quick turnaround. We're at home. We got time to relax. We got time to rest up. We got time to prepare. This ain't a London trip. So I don't want to hear no excuses coming out of that game. I just want to see a dub.
Yeah. Honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with this is a different offense too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's schemed differently. Last time we played them was with Dorsey.
I agree.
It's a completely different offense.
I'm with you 100% on that as well. Like, you're right. It is. And we're going to, by the way, we won't dive in that game now because we're going to wait until next Friday when we dive into that game, Friday Night Lights, when we preview that game. But you are right. You are 100% right. And that's kind of was our point earlier in the podcast when we were talking about, Jordan Poyer, maybe giving tips to Miami. And then, of course, Mike White maybe give. The difference is we have a different offense this year. It really is different. I mean, I was talking about that, Mikey, in my video I did today. If you really look, man, like Josh Allen has not thrown the ball deep much. I think maybe 2 or 3 times, like deep, right? He has really taken what the defense has given him, which is not what we're used to, right? At all. And I'm good with it. It's just a different look. I'm telling you, we're running the ball a lot more. We're showing something so different than years past. And I don't know if any coordinator, like I said, that in the past go, okay, I know what they're doing. Like Brian Dable loves just to take chances and throw it deep, and Ken Dorsey is just pretty much going to. We know it's going to Diggs or Gabe. That's it. Like now, it's like, who do you cover? Okay, I'm going to Scare. You Scare? Okay, go Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel, go Matt Collins. Like I'm telling you right now, it's going to be hard for defense coordinators to really figure out who's doing what and come game time. It could be anybody, and everybody's playing their part. So you got to love it. And I think that's why I think you're right. I think that Jacksonville game is going to be a different story come next Sunday.
Yeah, Josh is 0 for 3 on deep balls. 2 to MVS. And man, if they can just link up, that could be dangerous. 2 to MVS, 1 to Samuel. And then they come in and say deep passes to who? MVS and Samuel, because they ran their wheel route with Samuel yesterday, and the linebacker made a good play. Monday night against Jacksonville. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We'll be back Monday night to talk about the good, bad, and ugly.
Yes. Monday we will. So Monday at 9 p.m. So tomorrow, so let's get to tomorrow because we're missing some tomorrow.
Yep.
So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time is Fantasy Kingdom, which is fantasy football show. So for all your fantasy football nerds out there, including myself, you want to jump on that and get some pointers from Mikey and Howie. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern is the AFC East Shakedown. So if you're interested and you want to hear what Captain D, because by the way, Captain D did show up week 1. And he's showing up week 2 to talk about his Dolphins. That will be an interesting watch. If you guys want to hear from a Dolphins perspective, a Dolphins fan perspective, you definitely want to tune in because I'm sure he has a lot to say about his Dolphins, about the Tua situation. That's at 4 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, we'll have the other guys, Zach, who represents the Patriots, Anthony, who represents the Jets, and, of course, me, who represents the Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, baby. So that's at 4 p.m. And then, of course, me and Mikey will be back Monday at 9 p.m. So is that it, Mikey?
Yeah, that's all I got for tonight.
All right, man.
You lose it, you never win.
Oh, boy!
That stuff is
Yes!
That's how I felt, man, after that.
Me too. I think I texted you late last night, Tommy. I think I texted you late last night. I'm like, we just stomped them.
Yeah, we did. Do
you like to see that after the whole Shannon Sharp situation?
I did. And I love it. And I will probably use that for a long time because, yeah, that is funny. Anyways, guys, Bills Mafia, we love you. And as always, go Bills. We're out of here. Peace.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.